Happy Nrsimha Chaturdashi to you all. Today I wanted to share with you all 5 most important lessons and secrets from the life of Sri Prahlad Maharaj. Number 1 is complete faith and surrender in Sri Krishna. No matter how many times his father tried to kill him, simply because Prahlad would not accept that Hiranyakashipu was the Supreme Lord. Prahlad kept insisting, no, my dear Lord Vishnu is the supreme controller. He is God. Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him in every way possible. Not once did Prahlad falter or become scared and change his tune. Not once did he say, oh no, okay, Father, you're the supreme controller. He didn't speak the untruth out of fear. Not once did he change his tune. And that is the beauty. That is what made Nrsimha come out from a stone pillar and come out and rush to protect him. Nrsimha tells Prahlad, I'm so sorry I took so long. He was apologizing to Prahlad. How sweet. The word Prahlad itself means one who is experiencing intense and extreme joy and pleasure. Prakrishta Rupena Ahlad, meaning someone who's just always blissed out. Why? Because he's so solid in his identity. I belong to the supreme person, this Para Brahman Sri Krishna, and he's always got my back. He loves me, and I love him, and I'm a part and parcel of him. So I'm good. I'm always taken care of. That would make you joyful. That would make you always be fearless and not have to speak untruth just so that you can protect yourself. You would live in your own truth at all times. That is number 1, complete faith and surrender. That would make us fearless. Number 2 is about Guru. How did Prahlad become fearless? How did he get this knowledge? Right at the end, when Nrsimha actually appears before him, Prahlad starts offering all these prayers to Nrsimha, and he expresses one regret. He says, my dear Lord, I have a small regret that Narad Muni gave me all of this wisdom when I was in the womb of my mother. And how can I give him up? I want to serve him. He asks for Nija Bhritya Sevam. He says, my dear Lord, I want to serve my Guru, this person who's given me all of this knowledge. He's given you to me. So this gratitude and humility is one of the most important qualities of a devotee. If we want to get closer to Krishna, if we want to get deeper in our relationship with the Supreme, we must learn to live in complete gratitude and humility. We must accept those authority, that authority around us in the form of other pure devotees so that they can guide us and so that we can serve them so that we can go back to Krishna. Because without serving and pleasing the devotee, we cannot serve and please the Supreme Lord. So that was number 2, is Guru, Nija Bhritya Sevam. We must approach a pure devotee of the Lord. That's who can bring us closer. Number 3 is Bhakti is the only thing that Krishna needs. It's the only thing that Krishna accepts, really. He's Bhavagrahi Janardhan. He's not Vastugrahi. He doesn't need anything because he is supremely self-satisfied and supremely renounced. He is full of the Shadaishvarya Purna. He doesn't need anything from us. The only thing that we have to offer to him, the only thing that can get his attention is our love, is bhakti. It's this loving devotion. And this bhakti yoga is simply a connection of love between us and the Supreme Person, us and our Maker. And it's so simple, it's so easy, anyone can do it. Everything we do can become an act of love simply by shift in intention. We're eating, we're working, we're looking after a home, or looking after our children, looking after society. You go to the temple, you do seva. Everything can become bhakti simply if we change our consciousness and offer it all to Krishna. My dear Lord, this is for you. My dear Lord, please accept this from us. This tiny little thing I can offer to you, please accept it. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that nothing else, no amount of intelligence, no amount of beauty, no amount of wealth, no amount of anything. You can count all the amazing things that people have in this world, and it will mean nothing to Krishna if it doesn't come from a place of love. And it can't attract him. It cannot bring us closer to him. Some people think if I just do more meditation or more yoga or more dhan or tapasya, if I just be a good person, then I will somehow become close to the Supreme. But it doesn't work that way. The only thing that will regain this eternal relationship is bhakti, is loving devotion. So that was 3. Number 4 is, while we are doing bhakti, we must be very conscious of the mind and our senses. Prahlad Maharaj says that the uncontrolled mind and our uncontrolled senses are our worst enemy. Not just worst enemy, he says they're the only enemy. His father is saying, how can you worship the enemy? How can Vishnu is my enemy? And you're praying to him, you're worshiping him? How dare you? And Prahlad's saying, my dear father, there's only one enemy in this world. It's your uncontrolled mind. It's the uncontrolled senses. And to the degree that we can control it, to that degree we will feel complete peace. We'll have this equal vision for everyone else, right? Equality is a big buzzword nowadays. We want to be treated equally. We want everyone to have equal opportunities and have a world which is equal for everyone. But that's completely impossible. Externally, materially, there's nothing equal about us. You and I are not equal. We'll be different in the way we think, the way we behave, the way we have physical abilities. It's superficial, and that can never be forced. The only thing that is equal in all of us is the spirit, this spark of spiritual energy that has actually come from the Supreme Spirit. The only thing that makes us all equal is that we are equally part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. And when we have that vision, everything becomes peaceful. We don't feel like this person is wrong and bad and, this is good and these are my people and those are, those people. So having this equal vision is only possible when we control the mind and control the senses. Otherwise, all of our, good deeds and good thoughts and good actions, our wisdom, our wealth, everything just gets completely drained out. We lose it all because of uncontrolled senses and uncontrolled mind. So that was number 4. And number 5 is very much related to uncontrolled senses. It is about material desires. So right at the end, Prahlad Maharaj offers all these prayers to Lord Nrsimha. Nobody can pacify him, only Prahlad. And he keeps saying, I am, who am I to be able to pacify you, my dear Lord? And finally, Nrsimha is so happy with him. He says, ask for anything, Prahlad. Any benediction you want, ask, and I shall grant it to you. And Prahlad says, no, dear Lord, don't say that. Don't tempt me, because, if you ask for stuff, I will, if you tell me I can ask for anything, I might ask it, because I get tempted by material desires. But I really don't want to, because it is these desires that is the cause of material existence. The reason why we are all here in this material world is because of desires, because of uncontrolled senses, uncontrolled mind, which leads to uncontrolled desires. And it's never ending, and the cycle of birth and death just keeps going on and on and on. So Prahlad says, please don't say that, my dear Lord. If I ask for something from you in return for your protection, and in return for you coming and saving me, then it'll become no different to like a material transaction, that you do something for me and I do something for you. It's like a trade-off. And that's no good. That's not what our relationship is. So please don't say that. And don't ruin the nature of our relationship. A master who gives something to the servant just so that he can keep the servant and keep his influence over the servant, That's not a very good master either. And I don't want to be a useless servant who just only serves so that I can get something from you. It's like a really sweet dialogue that Prahlad Maharaj has with Lord Nrsimhadev, highlighting that bhakti cannot have ulterior motives. We cannot be doing things because we have desires. We can't worship God so that God grants us, a nice house and a nice wife and a nice family and, pass the exams and have more money and please, please, please make me successful. That's not bhakti, because if it has material desires in it, it's just a material transaction. Prahlad Maharaj tells Nrsimhadev, please don't ruin this, interaction. The only relationship we have is you are my master and I am your servant. That is the nature of our relationship. There should be no other give and take. It's actually a really sweet dialogue. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that we can move closer to experiencing this eternal, most dynamic, ever fresh, ever new relationship with Sri Krishna. It's ours for the taking. We just need a few little tweaks in our life. Everything can be offered to Krishna. Everything can be transformed into an act of love as long as we watch our thoughts, watch our ego, surrender and do seva. Look around you. Are there saintly people? If there aren't, please go find some. Go to the temple, offer your service, because it is only that seva which will actually attract Krishna, which will attract the supreme person. Everything else that we do for ourselves, like yoga and meditation and jnanam and all of this other stuff, it might be good, it might be pious, but it will not get us the ultimate benefit. It will not get us that prakrishta rupena ahlad. It will not get us that eternal, unending joy and love. Happy Nrsimha Chaturdashi. Jai Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki. I wanted to show you one thing. This is our beautiful Nrsimhadev that my father-in-law made. He likes to sculpt different paintings, and this is his hand. These claws who can remove the claws of anarthas in our heart and protect us from all kinds of dangers, not just material dangers. Jai Nrsimhadev Bhagavan. Not just material dangers, but spiritual dangers. Dangers in our path of bhakti. That is the real protection we need, because sooner or later this body is going to be gone anyway. So that danger is unavoidable. But if we can protect this bhakti lata bij, our eternal relationship, that will last forever. Hare Krishna.